Hello, it's 4 o'clock Arizona time. How is everybody today? It wouldn't let me go live from my other profile. I don't know why. Facebook does all kinds of wonky things. I wanted to come out here and talk about a few things. And for those of you who don't know who the heck I am, my name is Shannon Miller, and I'm actually founding member of Clean Freaks University, where I teach other cleaning business owners how to run the back end of their cleaning business instead of being run over by their cleaning business. Hi, Tori. How are you? And I'm also a cleaning business owner here in the great state of Arizona and have been so for over a decade. It's called made-broker.com. Go ahead and check it out. I actually cover the whole state of Arizona. So that's who I am. I wanted to come here because I saw a couple things that need to be addressed because they're coming up. So you guys have your superpowers to march on, right? So with it getting warmer is the time to remind your clients that you need to have the AC on at 70 degrees. We here where in my location, we actually have homes. Thankfully, I don't live down in Phoenix, but it does get over 100 here. We do have a couple of homes who were built in the 70s who do not have air conditioning. So it is the homeowner's responsibility. I actually just remember because they've been with us a long time to let you know that, hey, we don't have any air conditioning. We only have fans, and that you need to schedule them at like 7 a.m. in the morning. If you have kids, it could be a little complicated coordinating that. I mean, legitimately, there is 9 whole days or 8 whole days of school left. I'm excited because that means I get to go on vacation. So, and my littles are burnt out. Everybody's just tired. We're trying to get to the last 8 days. So, if you just need to put a generic letter. This is just a friendly reminder that we require that the AC be on when we arrive or prior to the arrival of the cleaning tech. And and you have to tell them what the temperature is going to be. If you do not specifically state it, you will have homeowners who think that 82 degrees is air conditioning because they're just sitting there, right? I remember those days. Hey, I remember when I was out cleaning and legitimately you would have sweat forming here. It would run down your neck. It would run down your back. And then, because we always wore tanks in the summer, we would go to the bathroom and just get our shirts wet and then put them back on because, you had your own swamp cooler, right? But if you don't specifically state what you want the temperature to be, you will genuinely have homeowners who want the house. Hi, Vanessa. Who want the house at 82 degrees. That's not air conditioning. You specifically have to tell them we require, while we are present inside of your home, that the air conditioning be between 70 and 71 degrees. It used to be a joke how cold do you want it? As cold as you can handle it. Because you guys are doing hard work. So remind your clients, make up a flyer in Canva. You can sign up for a free Canva account and send it out. And if you are, if you have no digital calendar system and you're not using Jobber, you don't have emails, do that way. If you are a little more sophisticated and further along in your business, you can just go right to your email list, which is what you should be starting to do now. Don't wait 5 years from now to collect emails to market to your clients. So that you can send them an email, or you could send them a text message. If you don't have the digital calendar system at all, you can just remind them, hey, just want to remind you that we need to have the air conditioning on between 70 and 71 or 72 degrees. We are physically, cleaning your home. You have to write the word physical in there. That's a key word, right? Trigger word. Because if you're not specific, they will think that 82 degrees is like air conditioning because they're just sitting there freezing, right? They're not doing anything. They haven't moved all day. They've been busy watching soap opera or whatever they're doing. Speaking of soap operas, I don't think I've actually watched a soap opera in a very long time. It used to be the joke, and I don't even know if soap operas are on. I don't watch TV. So it used to be like Days of Our Lives, and then there was all of these other sitcom, they would just go on and on. You could literally stop watching for 18 months and the same scenario be, written out 18 months ahead and you wouldn't have missed a beat, right? I don't know if that's still true. If it is, leave that in the comments. And then there's been a lot of questions for those of you who are solo on how to do a larger deep cleaning. Just know that deep cleaning, depending on the scope and condition of the home, is right around 400 square feet per hour. So if you're, even if you're new, you should be able to deep clean a home around the 400 feet per hour. And if it's really bad, it's probably going to go down to 200 or 300. And in some cases, it can be 500 because the national average for a professional cleaner is 600 square feet per hour. So take note of that and start to pace yourself. You should be able to work a solid 6.5, 7.5 hour day with a break, and you just bring your lunch. You go outside on their patio furniture, say, hey, do you mind if I sit outside on your patio furniture? And they'll be like, yeah, sure, no problem. Or they don't care, right? They just want your house clean. Say, hey, Anima, how are you? So you have to take charge of those situations. So it was asked in the group, how do you take on a larger project if it's just solo? Well, there are a lot of things you can do. If you are more seasoned in what you're doing, you can go right to Facebook and hire in somebody to do the grunt work, right? You're going to work the job with them, so there's not going to be as much liability, especially if you don't, make sure that you have insurance. But sometimes you can get in a day worker who's going to, work for you for the day, and you're going to pay them out at the end of the day. That can split up the time, and you can give them like the baseboards, the blinds, all of the hard grunt work. You're not going to be able to stick them in a bathroom per se and get them to clean the bathroom to your standard unless you have another cleaning company independent who's working. Like in my area, we have a messenger group and it's all local cleaners. So if we run short, we'll go into the messenger group and say, this is called collaboration. This is what it's all about. And I'll say, hey, I landed this really big job. Is anyone available on the 15th for blah, 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 blah. And this is what it pays per hour. They'll either say yay or nay, but we all check because we all want to make sure that we're helping each other out because I want to see everyone grow. So if you don't have anything like that in your area, make one. Be the person that starts the incentive and do that. So you can do that. Another suggestion would be to break up the job into multiple days. I can tell you, speaking from experience, that if you break up a job into multiple days, more than likely on the second day they'll have buyer's remorse and you'll never get to finish the job. Let me say that again. So in my experience, and your experience might be different. I've just done a lot of houses. If you break up a larger cleaning into multiple days because you can't do it for whatever reason, when you get to day number two, because whatever your bill is, and they'll just have buyer's remorse. In addition, unless you're like me and you keep credit card numbers on file, you need to get paid at the end of the day and do not leave your gear on site. Speaking from experience. And the reason for that is you want to get paid because they will have buyer's remorse and then try to renegotiate the deal, right? Or if you leave your gear there and they have other vendors, a contractor, a plumber, or whatever, they'll pick through, I've seen it happen. They'll pick through your things. Oh, this is a really cool putty knife, and they'll just pocket it. Like every man for themselves, right? This person was stupid enough to leave their gear here. So always take your gear home. Never leave it on the job because you'll have people who come to the job and they'll just seize an opportunity. Unfortunately, those types of people are a little unscrupulous, and that's just what happens, right? So that's what I would do if I landed a bigger job. Make sure you're charging top dollar. And if you are the cleaning business owner that doesn't have insurance, be very cautious on what you give them to do. So I wouldn't give them any ladder work. Baseboards usually take a lot of time. There's a lot of bending over. Blinds can take time. Show them the shortcut about how you have to vacuum first and then wet wipe and then dry. So that way you can kind of see where you are blind wise. All of these are little tricks of the trade that you learn along the way. So that's how you would handle if you accidentally, I call it accidentally because I would just do it differently because I've networked and I know people, right? That way you can cover yourself for your job and finish the job in one day and get paid. That's the whole point. You don't want to do it over 3 or 4 days. it never ends up being well, and then you have to renegotiate the price because then you went on the honor system, and then the homeowner goes, well, I don't think you really worked that much on the first day, but day 2 is okay, so I'm not going to pay you for day 1. Don't do any of that stuff. So don't leave an opportunity for someone to take advantage of you. That's what I try to always say. There seems to be a lot of issues with pricing. So remember that you are the business owner. I got my little mic here. I'm just holding it, so hopefully it doesn't make too much noise. So you're the business owner. You decide what your prices are. If you have a homeowner and you're like, and this happens mostly to the girls who are charging by the hour, I can see it. So if you're charging by the hour to them, you're going to be better than them because obviously you're making more money. If they actually could figure out the math and realized how much money you're pulling in, they'd have a cow. I mean, on some jobs, on average, some of my cleaning techs are making $90, right? They're pulling in $90 an hour for me or more. So I'm just like, yeah, that's how that works. But don't shoot yourself in the foot, right? So you decide what you're going to, let me see if I can get this thing out of the way. There we go. You decide what you're going to charge. If the homeowner accepts that price, great. It isn't the debate. I've seen poor cleaning business owners that come out and they're like, this owner just like yelled at me and belittled me and da-da-da. So if you have any of that kind of engagement, it's disrespect to you. If they flat out tell you, no, I can't afford this, which is what we've talked, it's topic of conversation all week long. So if you have a homeowner that says, I can't afford it, but they're having renovations done on their house, that is not your problem. If they say they can't afford it and they've had a brand new Corvette delivered and they say, that's not your problem either. Your problem is to make a livable wage, a very livable, lots and lots of money wage for you and your family to create a legacy that you can either sell or give to your children, right? So it's important that you keep that in mind. So when they say that they can't afford it and they want to keep the price, they're disrespecting you. Remember that. That is a form of disrespect. It's passive aggressive. It's just like they don't get to decide the price. They either like the price and they keep you on, or they find somebody else. And then I saw another post where this poor cleaning business owner raised it like $20. So he fires her and then he came crawling back like a month and a half later. I would have raised his rates even higher. Oh, that's great. I'll put you right on the schedule. I'm more than happy to do that for you. Just to let you know, we've had another price increase since you were away, and I bump them up even higher to wherever the current market is. And that's right around $55 to $65 an hour per person. So, based on a flat rate. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I recommend that you take the Pricey Blueprint Masterclass right on my website. Talks all about this stuff. So make sure that you are clear in your communication and that you're not shooting yourself in the foot. So if your homeowner doesn't want to pay, give them a heads up. Say, hey, we just had inflation happen, 25 basis points. What was that, like 2 weeks ago, a month ago? I don't even remember. There's too many of them now to keep track. But you have to make sure you're keeping track so you can keep your margins the same, right? So because you want to keep making the same amount of money. The grocery stores haven't been shy about increasing whatever the cost is, right? Everyone hoes and haws, but everyone's still paying, right? It's just the way it works. So make sure that you are clear in your communication. If you're not familiar with how to do a price increase, I always recommend that you stagger them. There is a price increase template in one of the guides. I don't remember which one specifically. Print it out, make it yours, put your company name on there, hand deliver it. If you're more sophisticated and you have a delivery system, use the email system, whatever CRM you're using, great. And you have the right to raise your rates as often as you see fit. It says it in my paperwork. So it says we reserve the rights to increase our prices as necessary, blah, blah. It doesn't say as much as the market will bear, but that's in my mind. That's what I'm thinking, right? But you reserve the right to do that. And it is okay. Do not let people punish you. It's not fair and it's not pleasant. And I'm the first one to say, bye. And I've had a lot of you go, I'm not comfortable having the confrontation. Let me remind you. And some of you probably know this. Some of you probably don't. When I was a kid, I was handicapped, and I didn't know I was handicapped because my mom didn't treat me any different than anybody else. I was a little slower because I was handicapped, but it made no difference to me because I played with all my cousins, right? I have 15 cousins on my mom's side. I got like 65 cousins on my dad's side. I got a lot of cousins. I didn't know that there was anything different about me until I hit, what was it? I want to say it was first grade. They took me to this doctor, and I was pigeon-toed. I didn't know. My mom, I didn't walk for a long time because I was pigeon-toed. And I was extremely pigeon-toed. I hated my mom for doing that. And there was this like whole dynamic of me being handicapped, and I got ridiculed. I got called names. The names hurt because, you're little and you just want to be liked, and I get it. But that made no difference. As an adult, I consider that a building block. And I'm totally aggressive. I can be the alpha anytime. It just goes like that. So you have to make sure that you are getting the respect that you deserve. So if you have people who are disrespecting you by not agreeing with your price or wanting to argue with your price, I'd seriously consider the relationship. It's not worth it to you to get your stomach all upset, and you go home, you start thinking about it, and it's ridiculous considering how high everything's gone. If they can afford to have their home renovated, or if they can afford to have a brand new 2023 Corvette T-top delivered that has, the extra custom paint that you spend an extra 10 grand on, don't tell me that you can't afford a slight bump in their increase. It just isn't going to go, it's not going to fly with me. So make sure that you're following that protocol so that you're making top dollar. And then for those of you who are still charging by the hour, please, 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 even if you don't learn it from me, learn how to bid flat rate. Do not be shy. Practice. Closing the sale is part of rejection in the sales process, is just part of what it is. Learn to bid flat rate. Have a range. That way it gives you wiggle room. So many of you guys I still see are driving across town to go look at this thing so they can give an approximate price when you can just give a range and show up. That's what we do. I don't walk anything unless your name is Mary and you're 97. I just don't do it. Haven't done it in probably, 8 years, right? So learn how to bid flat rate. It is the only way to gross over 100K your very first year consistently, right? So make sure that you're doing that. And if you feel the inclination, you can take the Pricing Blueprint Masterclass. If you don't feel the inclination, you can go to any other group and say, I need help with pricing. But after a while, if you're in this group, I'm going to say, okay, well, we've kind of helped you out a couple times, and there is a process. You can, I had a pilot program. I didn't even offer it this year, but last year I offered it, and it was like, it was a pilot program that I didn't continue on, and several people took it. They just paid me every week. They had access to me to ask how to price. So like whenever they were at a job, they could message me and have access to me. But learning how to bid a flat rate is the only way you're going to make any money. And you deserve to make money. You deserve to hit the six figures. You deserve to hit the 250. You deserve to hit the 500,000, the 750, the $1 million, the 10 digits. And there are businesses out there that have done it. I've watched them. I know of them. I've talked to them. So they're out there. They're just out there doing their thing, right? So make sure that you are following the protocol and learning how to bid a flat rate. Please do not charge by the hour. It gives the homeowner every opportunity to belittle you. I saw a post in this group, and it was she's bidding by the hour, and it was an attorney. I don't remember all the details, but it was an attorney, and she's like, "Well, I only make $42 an hour." So she clearly had an issue with the competing prices. But we're a skilled trade. We're the 23rd trade, right? Being an attorney is a skilled career as well. You have to know the law. There's litigation, abatement. I mean, there's all of these terms we're all learning about because there's so much fraud that goes on with our government. Words that we never would have thought of learning, we now know. So make sure you're educating yourself and learn how to charge a flat rate. I'm begging you. It is the fastest way for you to make the most money possible. And don't feel guilty. If your job doesn't take very long, just grasp what it is. Some jobs are going to pay you $90 an hour, and other jobs you're going to make the $50 an hour. And that's okay. Don't feel guilty and give them a refund. That's not how it works. Do you think the cable guy or the plumber gives you a discount because it didn't take them that long. My husband's a plumber. And he tells them, if you call him on the weekends, on a holiday weekend, it's $3.75 an hour plus travel time. $3.75. And he says, if this job takes me 5 minutes, it's still $3.75. And 9 times out of 10, it's 5 minutes long. And he's like, thank you very much. He doesn't give them a discount. It's not how it works. Business is business, right? He's got 200 or 300 5-star reviews. He can charge whatever he wants. So that's just something to keep in mind going forward. And then for those of you who missed it last week, the Structure, Scale, and Profit Cleaning Business Academy is entirely digital. I've had a lot of people ask, and I broke it down so you can have a discount if you prepay for it all at once. And if you need the payment plan, what I did is I broke it down into increments of $200 for 10 monthly installments. So if you were to break down the math further, that legitimately is $50 a week. So how many of us go to Starbucks? Right? You could forego your Starbucks, or you could get a smaller Starbucks and save your money. However it is you do it, but the information is there. It is complete. There's no longer, you'll have to wait for Shannon on Arizona time, because some of you guys are in Florida. You're like, yawn. I'm in another mastermind group, and half of the group is on the East Coast, and then the other half is on the West Coast, and I'm the one token in the middle of America. So, and it could be in the wintertime, it can be, yawn. It's like way past my bedtime trying to figure out. So, and I get it. I totally get it. So make sure you're looking at my website. If you have not signed up to be on my email list, this is your opportunity. Sometimes Facebook will let me capture your email, and sometimes it won't, just like it wouldn't let me go live, off my other profile. Don't know why. It's just one of those things. Just acts weird every once in a while. Who knows? But I just know that if I do a live on this one, I can't download it and upload it to YouTube. And there is the YouTube channel. I know you guys are going to help me out and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to monetize that channel this year. I'm going to hit 1,000 subs, and you guys are going to help me do it. And I'm going to be so grateful for it. And it's going to be fun. There's over 100 videos there. So make sure you're paying attention to the new videos that are uploaded there. And check out the Structure, Scale, and Profit Cleaning Business Academy. We do have a Mother's Day special coming, but the Academy obviously is not going to go on sale. But you can check that in your email box if you guys are signed up for my list. You just go right to Clean Freaks University, and that's Clean Freaks with a K. KLEANFREAKS, university.com. And I look forward to your questions, and I hope you guys have a fabulous week. Take care.